Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time Elliott wave trader in the crypto and forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and ETH. If you are interested in the higher time frame count and time analysis and everything about what I think this count could be and what it could be if we invalidate it here and come into this wave one, take a look at my prior videos. I have changed the description where you can find them much easier, where I do go over what my bias is if we come down lower and invalidate it and all of that. So we are still under the assumption that this is a wave 4 until it proves us wrong. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market and I intend to trade it. So I have reached 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. And I promise to give away 3 winners. I have found a program where I can do a random drawing, but I have to put in each an individual name all the way back from the beginning of my videos. So I'm looking for suggestions. If anybody has a suggestion of a random name picker, I have an Apple computer and I am very open to suggestions. So that's why it hasn't happened yet, but it is going to happen. All right, so we're starting out on the weekly time frame here. I just wanted to go over a few things. In the RSI here, don't pay attention to these two things. It's just a reminder for me for the daily time frame. As you can see, we were able to hold the 40 here. In this prior bull run, we pushed way up into the 90s and we were able to hold 50. When we broke through 50 and were able to find support on 40, like we're finding support over here, we kept bonking our heads on the 50 to 60 level, which is the bullish resistance. So over here, what we really need to do if we want to get ourselves up and out of here is the weekly needs to push through the 60 and then find support on it and continue. The way that the count looks right now, I do think that we will find resistance around 60. Maybe we'll crack through a little bit like we did over here. But I think that we probably will find resistance and come down a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here. On the daily time frame, as you can see, when we were pushing up into this uptrend, we pushed up into the 80, 90, but when we came down, we found support on the 50 to 40. Since this top up here, we have come down from 70 and have been in a daily downtrend, and we pushed all the way down to 18. What needs to happen here? We finally have pushed up, back up into that 70 mark where we started the downtrend. If we want this leg to go higher here, when we come down, we need to find support. 50 would be nice, okay? But 40 is the max if we want to see another leg to the upside. We do not want to break the 40. Right here, we held it. We were able to push up again. Here, we held 50 and we're able to push up. So I don't want to see us break 40. I want to see us at least, worst case scenario, hit 40 and then kick off again. But like I said, 50 would be better. Even 60 would be better. All right. So let's talk about this count. Now, different Elliottians are going to see this in different ways. Okay? We can label this A, B, C, which would still be an A. or we can label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are not going to know what the absolute right count is until we see what happens over here. If it ends up being a 5-wave move, what starts with 5 ends with 5, and we are going to need another 5 on the other side over here. How will we know? Well, usually a B wave of a zigzag doesn't really go past the 618. And the 618 is sitting right at 47,563, right where we broke down. On linear, it's sitting at 51,126. So if we are able to get above the 618 and start challenging this high, then I'm going to see this count as an A, a B, and a C, because this would go too high for a zigzag. So we're not going to know exactly what this is, whether it's a 5-wave move for an A or it's a 3-wave move for an A, until we see what happens over here. But I just wanted to say that in case you're watching this and you're saying to yourself, that's not 5 waves, that's an ABC. Well, you may be right. And we're going to have to see what happens here before we'll really know for sure. Okay, so let's talk about this move. So as it stands right now, there's a couple of ways that we can move to the upside. One of the ways is that this whole move here turns into a 3-wave move, and we can call it a W or an A. Now, depending on how far down this comes, will determine whether we can call it a B or an X. If it comes down with just a 3-wave move like this, we're going to call it an X. If it comes down in a deeper 3-wave move, we're going to call it a B. Now, which way am I leaning? I'm more leaning towards the X. Really, the X is what we need. Because if we go up for the Y, it can get much higher. Okay? If we come down deep for this B, then either, or X, either the 3 or the 5 waves is going to be lower. And we're either going to make it to the 0.5 or the 618. And even the WXY could get rejected at the 618. So let me go over this again and explain it a little easier. All right, we're looking at this as a 3-wave move. The move that we get right in here, we would like to be shallow so that we can call this an X. If it goes deeper, we're going to call it a B. Then we can get a 3-wave move up, and we're going to call that a Y. At that point, how high up this goes will determine whether we're getting 5 waves over here or we're going to get 3 waves to the downside. If we go up really high, we're going to get 3. If we get rejected at the 0.5, the 618, then most likely we're going to get 5 to the downside. So it all stems really on what's going on in this leg right here. So I've put ETH and Bitcoin side by side here. And I want to go over this. So when you look at Bitcoin, at first thought, we wanted to call this a 1, a 2, and then we wanted to call this a 1, 2, and this all a 3, and this flat that we had a 4. That's totally valid. It's totally valid because 4 has not encroached in on wave 1. But then when we look at ETH, and we want to call this a 1, and 2 could be here, or 2 could be here. Doesn't really matter too much. And then we wanted to call this a 1, 2 of the third wave. And then we started going up for the third, and we're like, yes, we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2. This is great. We're going to go to the moon. Well, we got this flat, and it encroached in on our 1, 2, 1, 2 and invalidated it. So that's why I am now leaning that what we've actually created here is a zigzag. Okay? We've created a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A. This was a B, very short B. And then we've got the 5 waves up for the C. And now we've made an expanded flat. Over here, 5 waves up for A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. So on both of them, what's at the top up here is just like on the other chart I showed you, is either we've made a W at the top here, or we've made an A wave. Because it's now turned into a 3-wave move. And now this is starting either our X wave, which that's the way I'm leaning, because of how high up Bitcoin's come, or it's going to end up getting very complex and come on down here for a B, but I'm more leaning on the X. Okay? So let's go back over to Bitcoin, but I wanted to explain why I don't see this as a 1, 2, 1, 2 anymore. Could I be wrong? Well, looking at ETH, I don't really see how I could be. But hey, there's always a chance. There's always a chance there's something in here I'm not seeing. Okay? So let's go back over to Bitcoin. And let's take a look at the lower time frame here. So basically now we have an A, a B, and a C, which can turn into an A or W. Now it looks like we've got a 3-wave move up that's either a B or an X. And now we're going to come down in either 5 waves and give ourselves a C, or we're going to come down in 3 and gives ourselves a Y. And I'm really hoping that we protect this low and gives ourselves a higher low. Okay. Then this can turn into a higher degree X. Okay. Then when we pan out, that gives us a W, X. This, I know it looks kind of ugly there, but anyway, X. And then we can make that 3-wave move up, hopefully higher, and break up in here much, much higher and give ourselves a Y. At that point, we're still going to need this partner, okay? over here. Okay? But when you pan out, hopefully we can truncate and not come so deep. Oops. All right, Carrie, get it together. I'll just draw another line here. Hopefully we can truncate and protect these lows and give ourselves a higher low. And then we can blast off for that big fifth wave that we want. And this whole thing turns into a bullish flat. Okay? But even if we come deeper and we don't get the bullish flat that we want, the only thing we really have to worry about here is not coming into this wave one. Okay? Even if we end up, you know, doing something like this, coming down to this 20K block here, as long as we stay out of this wave one, we're okay. This can still be a fourth wave. All right, let's go over to ETH. ETH, same scenario as Bitcoin. There's a couple different ways that you can count this. Okay. But the most important thing is how high up we go here. Because the higher we go, the partner that we need from this side that we're going to get on this side will be higher. So some people see this as 5. I see it as 3. It doesn't quite matter. Okay? Like I said, what really matters is what's happening here. Are we getting, whoops. Are we getting 3 waves making this a W or an A? Are we going to get that shallow X? Or are we going to get something complex that takes us deeper for a B? I'm leaning towards X. And then we come up for Y. And all of this becomes a B wave. Same with Bitcoin. It all becomes a B wave. Okay. I'm sorry, A is over here. Okay, so A, B, and then, you know, we come down for C, for the partner for this. Or it's a W, X, Y. The only thing that changes it is what we get over here. If we get 5, it's a C. If we get 3, it's a Y. But either way, after we complete our wave up here, we need this partner. Okay. So that is it. That's basically all I wanted to say. And let's see what happens here. And again, because of what happened with ETH and the way this came down into our second wave 2, I'm really leaning that this is no longer a 1-2-1-2. But it doesn't mean we can't climb higher. Let's make this an X wave. And then let's get a whole partner for this to the upside. That's the goal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. And I love each and every one of you. Have a good day.